Chapter 2, Digital Strategy in the Area of All Things Digital. Today's world is driven by technology. Business operations are now defined by the level of technology that supplements the operating model. It's our enterprise software that helps track metrics, identifies opportunities, maintain organizations, and ultimately inches ahead of our competition. Without a sound digital strategy in place, competitors will overbear the market and our business will dwindle. Without a clear vision of what we want our company to be when it grows up and how we want organizations to operate, it will be difficult to pinpoint technologies that can be leveraged to help us get there. A clear digital strategy will be the horse before the chariot that powers our digital transformation. It will enable us to maintain a competitive advantage as the world becomes more and more technologically advanced. It has never been more important to align our corporate and digital strategies to reach our target operating model. Now, what exactly is a digital strategy? Let's simplify the concept and take the word digital out of the picture. As an executive team, we will likely have a strategy in place. Maybe our overarching strategy is to lead our industry in customer experience, or it could be that our company wants to build a reputation of having the quickest turnaround time in its deliveries. This overarching business strategy is what will help our organization stand out against others, and it will encompass the business aspect that our company is best positioned to execute. A digital strategy is a plan that an executive team must align on to determine how the company will achieve its established business strategy. How will we create a premier customer experience? How will we be able to deliver packages the fastest out of all other companies? How will we increase our bottom line? In the dark ages, or just 50 years ago, the how was entirely dependent on the people and process in place. Fast forward to the 21st century, and technology has developed as a third piece to the puzzle that helps organizations achieve their strategic goals. Our technology, process, and people within our organization are married, with one unable to fully function without the other. It's the tripod to success, and the detailed compilation of each of these elements is what formulates a digital strategy. Let's run through an example. Say an executive team has aligned on a strategic plan designed to drive revenue by cross-selling more products. They must take that specific strategic goal and work backwards to formulate a digital strategy. To formulate the digital strategy, they must have a stronghold on how adding cross-selling metrics will affect their sales team, how the selling and the closing processes will be altered to get there, and ultimately which CRM or customer relationship management tool will help them optimize their cross-selling and upselling efforts. Their digital strategy will be the detailed roadmap that outlines how they will manage the people, process, and technology in order to reach their company's strategic goals. Translating our corporate strategy to an aligned digital strategy is called strategic articulation, and it requires us to dig below the surface to understand the complexities of the organizational, operational, and technological side of our business. It also guides in planning tactics and practices that will optimize those elements. We do this through the development of digital strategy. One of the most important things to understand is that an effective digital strategy is tailored and aligned with an organization's specific needs. Every organization has a unique culture, distinct operations, different competencies, and varying technological needs. Each organization's digital strategy needs to reflect the differentiators within its business. So, how do we do that for our business? The key is to envision how technology will enable us to reach our greater goals and objectives as an organization. If we have a clear strategic plan on a corporate level, it becomes easier to identify and outline the digital strategy that will pave the path for us to get there. We can prime ourselves to start constructing a cohesive digital strategy by pondering these 6 considerations. Define who we are and where we're going. Alignment with corporate strategy and culture is the most important aspect of an effective digital strategy. Understanding who we are as an entity today and who we want to be when our company matures is the single most important step before formulating any digital strategy and ultimately implementing new software. If our digital strategy is aligned with our corporate strategy, then we have a high chance of success when we begin our digital transformation execution. With this in mind, our first step is to define our core competencies and overarching corporate strategy for the future. What is it we are trying to accomplish as an organization? What is our vision for how our operations will look in the future? Do we have the best customer experience out of all of our competitors? Do we make deliveries to customers in record time? The answer to these questions and other questions will set us on the path towards formulating the best digital strategy possible. Identify and improve processes and work streams. Once we understand where we are and where we are going as an organization, we will be able to pinpoint and prioritize the processes that need love. The processes that have bottlenecks or are too manual for efficiency's sake, and the ones that stand as the biggest barrier to where we are today and where we want to be in the future. It's these processes that need to adapt and change. In Chapter 5, we'll walk through the hierarchy of processes to help identify which processes to improve and how to improve upon them. Establish project governance. It is important to define what success means to us. This entails defining our key operational metrics, and those metrics should always be tied to the greater process and results that move the needle toward our corporate strategy. These metrics will also help establish and maintain project governance and risk mitigation strategies. Above all else, they will help us justify and optimize the benefits of our potential digital strategies. Build an organizational change management strategy to support our digital strategy. Our digital strategy won't mean much without an effective organizational change management strategy to support it. After all, technology is just technology without a team of people running the show and inputting effective data. Strategizing the human component of a transformation is one of the most important inputs and determinants of success. We'll get to how to define an organizational change plan in Part 2, People. To summarize, however, an organizational change plan should address organizational readiness, change impact, organizational design, and other critical activities that most project teams and system integrators don't think about. Objectively consider the pros and cons of our potential software options. An organization has several potential strategic alternatives, each with its distinct trade-offs. No alternative will be perfect, so we should never adopt the mentality that upgraded technology or improved processes will fix everything. There is no silver bullet that will solve all problems in one poll, so it is important to objectively evaluate each avenue. The metrics and business case we define will help to evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of each route we could take. For example, once we begin inching towards the software selection phase of a digital transformation, we may be weighing our options between SAP S/4HANA versus Oracle Cloud ERP versus Microsoft's Dynamics 365 as potential solutions. Each will have different implementation costs, different impacts on our organization, and different trade-offs. Each one will speak to the needs we have differently. The only way to make the right decision is to first prioritize our needs, our wants, and our expectations to evaluate each option objectively. We will discuss this further in Chapter 22. Outline an implementation plan that is aligned with our digital strategy. After we do our due diligence in planning, researching, surveying, and optimizing what is our current state, we can pull everything together to create an implementation plan that will guide our digital transformation execution. Our implementation plan will define how each technical element of our digital strategy will unfold. We will marry our organizational change plan, our business process improvement plans, and our system implementation plan together as one. These facets of digital transformation make up the formula for a cohesive digital strategy, and only then are we ready to move forward with our software implementation. As we cover the 3 pillars of digital strategy in the pages ahead, we will walk through each of the above considerations in more detail. By the time we've gone through all the concepts together, you'll walk away with a step-by-step action plan that will enable your organization to reach new heights, so as long as it's used in synergy with your corporate strategy. The best digital strategy for our organization looks unlike the best ones for most other companies. There is no generic answers, so it's important to objectively define what works for us. Only when we take an aerial view of each path will we understand which road is worth pursuing. Rather than spending money on implementing software, invest in a cohesive digital transformation strategy that will evolve and grow the organization. After all, that's what everyone is after, isn't it?